guys, it's Tiff back with another creative flow, and here I am with this beautiful Flowish journal that Erin sent me that you have seen quite a few times now. I don't even remember how many creative flows that we've done, but remember the rules of this is I have to pick at least 3 items out of the creative flow that I will be using in the project today. So, decided it's been a while since I've done some Happy Mail or mail art decorated envelope. So I'm going to take this very fun, like it's almost like notebook paper, but it's harder like a scrapbook paper or something. And I decided to use that for the base of the mail art. And I'm going in with my gesso here and a palette knife, just scratching around on it like I do pretty much with everything. And I'm just making some random little marks and stuff with that. And then I looked at the deli paper and set it to the side. I'm going to come back to it. But I'm just taking a really, this is like a bamboo pen or something like that. And I'm just going to go around and make some scratches into the gesso, which if you've watched my channel before, you know that's something that's kind of a go-to of mine because I like the textures and variation that it gives in the background. So I'm going to just dry the gesso pretty quickly here just to make sure it's pretty good and dry before we move on to the next step. And as you'll notice, I'm not covering the whole page in gesso, just little bits and pieces of it. So now I'm going to go in with, just to like kind of get my mind wrapped around the deli paper. It looks like that Erin had took some stencils or stamps of some sort and used that to create those like lime green little shapes. So I'm just tearing out the deli paper. The good thing about deli paper is it kind of goes invisible once you actually stick it on to the paper. So I can use it, just randomly stick it somewhere. And nothing is Tiffany unless it's scribbly and messy. And so I just grabbed my favorite little mechanical pencil to make those marks. And what about those $1.49 FW inks? Did you get some at your Hobby Lobby? Well, this is exactly how you can use it. So I'm going to be working on a video soon to kind of show you how some ways that I love to use inks because I do use a lot of inks. And if you go back and look at my videos, you'll notice that I use a ton of inks. I love the movement that it has, and I typically like to do it in this fashion using the deli paper to kind of dab and pick up and create some texture there. And when it's all said and done, you have a twofer. You know what a twofer is? That means you get the imprint that's actually on the envelope or the paper, and you also get the deli paper, which you can use in another project. You can't beat that. So I'm just going to, because we did get this nice and sopping wet, as you noticed, I added some water to make it flow a little bit. So I am going to need to dry this rather well, and kind of get some of that moisture, out so we don't tear the whole piece of cardstock to pieces. And this is Bria Reeves, also been on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And so it's a heavy body acrylic paint. I'm just going to go in with my palette knife because I love pops of yellow in any of my work. I think it just takes it up a notch. And now I'm going to be using this light turquoise. I think it's called Ocean Breeze or something like that. Like I said, if you haven't checked out your Hobby Lobby, they are having a huge clearance sale. And the stuff is not over there in clearance. It's actually right in the, where the regular You know what I'm saying, in the fine art section, not in the clearance spot. So I'm going to take my Oohoo glue stick and I'm just going to glue down those pops of lime from the Flowish Journal. And you can't even tell that I didn't do that. Like, you can't tell that was a piece that I actually glued down because the translucency of the deli paper makes it amazing to work with. So I'm just making sure it's all nice and glued down there, and adding a little something to the envelope or the cardstock here. And I'm going to go around and just kind of bring some outlines to the little circles. Kind of make those stand out just a touch. And so we've used one as the base, two as that. Now we need to add a little something else. And I felt like it needed some darker. So I think this was Persian blue or something like that. But it ended up being pretty much the same color as that. So it wasn't what I was going for. So I grabbed my Lucas Payne's Gray, which is a really dark blue. And I'm going to just kind of use that in my fingers to kind of pull around the page, and it kind of makes the bright colors pop a little bit better to me. So now I'm going to go in with this stencil, and I believe this stencil is a Tracy Bautista stencil that I got from Stencil Girl. I'll see if I can find it for you guys, but it's like a bloom stamp stencil or something like that. And I'm going in and I'm just doing a very light, so it's not going to be a super dark white, but just I wanted a little something to make you go, make you go, Okay. Anyway, ain't nobody got time for that. And so I'm just going to move this stencil around and just using a cosmetic sponge to use it. Now, a key here is what I thought was pretty interesting is I just used the center of the flower. So when you have a stencil, make sure that you use that in multiple ways. You don't always have to use the whole stencil. You can just use areas of that stencil. And now I'm going in with this peachy pink color. And I'm just taking my finger because I felt like it just needed a little something. You know when something needs just a little something, something? Well, I felt like it just needed something to pop. And guys, if you've never watched the creative flow between me and Erin, make sure you pop on over to her channel and subscribe to it because she has got great videos and new techniques that you just need to see. So now I've got to add that tag because that's going to be my third part, and I decided I wanted to use it as kind of my address spot. So that's what I'm going to do. And of course, I stuck my freaking envelope right into the wet paint. And then I thought, well, what if I took some canvas and instead of the back being the back was actually the front? Because, I mean, who really says you have to address the front of the envelope? Why not address the back of the envelope and make it be the front? Anyway, I'm always pushing the boundaries, right? I'm a rebel. And so I'm just kind of like distressing this canvas and pretty much tearing it from hell to high water. Y'all ever heard that one before? And y'all can put that one in the Tiffany book, the Tiffany-isms. So I'm just going to tear this baby up and make it all fringy. And then I'm going to run it over to the sewing machine and see if I can add a little stitching around it and actually put this envelope into an envelope looking piece. You got to seal the edges to be able to put something in this thing. So I decided that I like that. Yay, it adds a little pop. I'm going to put my tag on there, and we're going to be rocking and rolling. So guys, I am so glad you joined me for another Thursday. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel and make sure you go over there and check out Erin at Happily We Go. Give her a little love and click the subscribe button, guys. She's a new channel, and I just love everything about Erin and all of her fun shenanigans she gets into. And might I add that she makes time for creativity, and she's a mom of some super kids, like 5 of them. So if she can do it, anyone can. Thanks for joining me into the Creative Flow. Until next time, toodaloo.